Thank you for purchasing the Easymount laminating system. This operation guide has been produced using an Easymount 1600 SH. The cold version of the Easymount range, although slightly different in appearance, will function in the same way. If you are setting the Easymount up yourself, make sure that the red blocks on the back of the feet are situated at the back. This is important to counterbalance the weight of the film when loaded onto the machine. The new control panel on the Easymount system now has the facility for different language settings. To save your language setting, press and hold the stop button. The pressure gauge wheel is the most important part of the Easymount system, as this determines how much pressure is applied to the media or boards going through the machine. When the rollers touch, the wheel goes loose in your hand. It is very important not to add too much pressure. When the rollers meet, the wheel should go loose. When this happens, just throw the wheel away from you until it stops. You can then set the zero marker to the red line on the machine to enable you to hit the exact same pressure every time. This is a patented design exclusive to the Easymount range. All Easymount systems have a large swing-out feed tray that gives easy access to the rollers for cleaning and loading. There is a lock on the left-hand side that keeps the tray in a fixed position when raised. The lock only fits in when the safety guard is in the downward position. Please note that all Easymount systems meet with CE regulations. When you press continue, the bottom roller turns. The top roller will only turn when it is in contact with the bottom roller. The safety guard in its lowered position will stop fingers getting caught in the rollers. The guard can be lifted to an upper position to enable easier use of the laminator when loading films. As an extra safety feature, a magic eye is included that will stop the rollers from turning if anything over 12mm passes the sensor. This will stop the machine. To restart the rollers turning after the magic eye has been tripped, you will need to press step and then continue. When you have selected step, this activates the foot pedal. The foot pedal does not run continually, it only works when pressed. When the foot pedal is pressed, this will override the magic eye. This is essential when laminating or mounting boards over 12mm. All Easymount models feature an emergency stop as standard. To begin loading, slide the film onto the top mandrel and insert the black core collars. Making sure at this stage that there is no tension on the core collars and that they are turned so that the O-ring has plenty of movement. Put these core collars into the film and make sure they are fitted close up on both sides. The Easymount mandrels feature roll width markers for ease of use, which can be lined up by sliding the unfastened film and core collars across the mandrel to line up. Check again to make sure everything is fitted close and then tighten the 4 Allen key screws with the Allen key provided. The Easymount is fitted with a release liner take-up mandrel. This is spring-loaded on the right-hand side so it can be taken off the machine. Place an empty cardboard core onto the take-up mandrel and put back in the machine using the spring. Then level up with the film that is loaded. For ease of use, lay some double-sided tape along the cardboard core and take off the release liner so the cardboard tube is sticky. The film will load from the bottom of the roll on all standard wound films and will tack directly onto the double-sided tape. Lift the rollers up to their maximum height. Separate the laminating film from the release paper and lay onto the top roller. Place your media out of the back of the machine, ensuring that the media is between the rollers and out onto the exit plate. We are using litho prints for demonstration purposes. Ensure when first setting up to laminate that there is an approximate 30cm blank leading edge at the top of your media. This is needed to set up and apply tension to the film before it touches the print area. The print can be squared off on the back exit plate to ensure it runs square. Then lower the film halfway under the top roller. The top roller can then be lowered onto the print. This ensures that not only the print is fed square, but that the top roller and film touch the print at the same time, which gives a perfect flat finish. Ensure that the pressure is correct on the wheel. Press the forward button and set the speed to the required level and begin laminating. To ensure that there is enough tension on the film, adjust the core collars so the O-ring slightly pinches the cardboard tube inside the film. This will make the film taut and tight to the roller. It is essential when laminating one side only that your media is wider than your laminating film, and also prints are overlapped before feeding into the machine. Again, we are using litho prints for demonstration purposes. On real jobs, leave excess at the top and bottom of your prints. It's important that you do not stop the machine over printed work, as it will leave a heat and pressure line. Ensure that the print is flat and square before feeding. Feeding whilst using the foot pedal will enable you to get close to the rollers without tripping the magic eye. You can then press forward on the machine and take your foot off the pedal. You will need to use backing paper if you are laminating smaller prints, otherwise the laminating film will stick to the rollers. Place your backing paper on the mandrel as demonstrated and line up to the same markings as the top mandrel. This works better from the top-back mandrel. Lift the rollers to their maximum distance apart and load the film as shown. Thread the release paper through to the exit plate. As previously demonstrated, load the laminating film on top. Now drop the rollers down, which will enable the film to touch the release paper. Press continue and add tension to the rolls. Any excess laminate will now pass through the machine on top of the backing paper without sticking the film to the rollers. Ensure that the next print is fed into the machine flat and square. It is now okay to leave a gap between prints. If you are laminating prints without borders or excess, we would recommend using backing paper. When finished, the backing paper will then just fall off the back of the print. There are many different ways to load the film. Here is a variation on the previous method demonstrated. This method can be used when laminating with or without release paper. The laminating film loads in the same way. Take the laminating film over the top roller and place the release paper over the top of it. Ensure the laminate film and release paper line up and then drop the feed tray back into position. Lift the rollers apart and use a rigid board to feed the two films through the rollers. Ideally, the board should be wider than the film on the machine. Drop the roller down onto the board and press forward. When the board comes out of the back of the rollers, drop the top roller down to the correct pressure, remembering not to add too much pressure. The new Easymount system will run at up to 6 meters per minute. If you want to mount your prints to board, the machine can be loaded as we will next demonstrate. Load laminating film on the top roll as previously demonstrated and mounting film on the bottom roll. Mounting film is very similar to double-sided tape. Overlap the mounting film over the laminating film on the top roller. Lift the rollers apart and use an offcut of board and push into the nip of the rollers. Lower the rollers down until they meet the board. When the board has cleared the rollers, drop the rollers down until they touch and trim off the offcut of board. Add tension as required and check there are no creases in the films. Prints are now ready to be laminated. It is not essential that your print is wider than the laminating film, as the excess film will be lined up to the mounting film. Again, feed flat and square. Press continue and step off the foot pedal. The machine can continue running as the next prints are fed through. The print now has a laminated surface and a peel-off sticky back. Peel off the first couple of inches and fold back the release paper. Remove laminating film from the rollers. Put the first part of the print onto the board by hand or squeegee. Then use the rollers of the machine to mount the print onto the board smoothly. Drop the rollers so that they can grip the board but not crush it. Place the print to be mounted over the top roller and peel off the release paper as the print is being mounted onto the board. The print is then mounted onto the board, ready for trimming. If there is too much pressure applied to the rollers with the pressure wheel, the print going through the machine will crease. To stop this happening, lift the rollers and drop back down to the correct pressure, and the print will go through flat. If the tension on the film holder mandrel is taken off, the laminating film will become loose over the roller and creases may appear. When the tension is added, the film sits down over the roller and regains tautness. The film will then coat the roller evenly and will not come away from the top roller. However, if too much tension is added onto the film, it will put an unnecessary strain on the motor, and the film may jump and judder and the rollers may not turn at all.